You are listening to Questionable Material with Jack Helmuth and Brian Sack. This episode, excellent advertising, the news you missed, and an interview with Joe Biden's Gaffe writer.
I feel bad, Brian, because I've already stopped paying attention.
What?
I don't.
We
I
just
don't know
started the podcast.
I know.
Jack.
I don't know what you were saying.
We just started the podcast.
So catch me up.
I just did the intro. The intro just happened.
Like when you're watching an episode of like 24 or some other really topical show, there's usually like a recap of what's just happened. I missed what's happened. Don't be a jerk about this.
Okay.
I just missed what you said, and that whole setup thing, I wasn't listening.
There was some music and an introduction, and now it's your job to do your thing.
I feel like I'm behind.
You're behind.
I don't even know what I'm introducing now.
This is super messed up, Jack. Who's going to listen to this?
Well, we got to figure that out.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, you know what?
What?
For the people who are smart enough to listen,
Yeah.
to our true fans,
Yeah.
for people who are looking for a comedy podcast,
Ooh,
they are in luck because we have a fantastic show lined up today.
we do?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, my God.
No, it's fantastic. This is a little bit later on,
Okay.
but we have a special interview today
Ooh.
with Tom Carey. And do you know who Tom is?
Tom Carey?
Yeah, he's a political bigwig. I know you read a lot of Politico and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, BuzzFeed for all my politics.
Mhm.
So deep. I don't know Tom Carey. Who's Tom Carey?
Tom Carey is the speechwriter for Joe Biden. He writes all of Joe Biden's gaffes, and he's got a lot to say. I mean, he's a really talented gaffe writer, really the best in the biz.
A gaffe writer.
Mhm.
He's Joe Biden's gaffe writer?
Yeah, so I've got a lot of questions written up
Wow.
for you and I to ask him. I'm
Super
really excited.
Excited. Very
Yeah.
excited. Okay, that's awesome.
I almost sort of just want to plow through the rest of this.
Yeah,
nonsense.
I just want to get to this interview. Why are we talking?
Well, I will say this.
What?
Since this is so earlier in our podcast life,
Yeah.
I feel like we should probably introduce ourselves to listeners who, now we do have some fans from a TV show we used to do back in the day, but
What's that show?
It was called The BS of A with Brian Sack. Now,
Who?
Brian Sack is you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, well, it was awesome, but the show was canceled.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, it was super canceled. Well, the network we were on was sort of ran out of money.
Mismanaged?
I mean, I would say that.
Huh.
Yeah.
But?
No.
Oh, there's no but.
No, it's just terribly mismanaged.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, they hired, what the nice story about that is they hired a lot of people. They gave away a lot of jobs.
They did.
Yeah.
I had one. It was nice.
Yeah. It's like that.
You had one too.
I did. I
Oh,
had one.
And Ben and Mike.
Yeah.
And Lauren and Matt.
Mhm.
Oh, and we all had, and John.
And John, we all had jobs.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, but they gave too many of those jobs away and then we all lost them.
And the money went by.
Yeah, bye money.
So sad.
Yeah. And then my wife stopped touching
Loving
me.
you? Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
was it related to money all along?
one would wonder.
Huh. Weird.
That's neat. So for those of you who don't really know Brian and myself, I think now might be a good time just to do it like a real brief
Little bio. A little
Yeah.
bio.
Yeah.
Okay.
By us both saying bio at the same time, it almost sort of felt like that was a planned, like we both knew that we were eventually going to do bios and that you aren't surprised by this at all.
I'm not surprised because it says there's a guy standing behind you with a cue card that says bio.
He doesn't need to be doing that because it's just two of us, well, and Charlie in the room.
Well, I guess Charlie just wants us to know really badly to say bio.
I mean, he keeps pointing to it.
Bio. Maybe he's French and it means organic. Bio.
There's a lot of
Comedy like that.
yeah, a lot of French wordplay.
Mm-hmm. To all our French fans out there. Anyway,
So
bio.
So Brian,
Yes.
Brian Sack has been my friend and my colleague and my partner, creative partner,
Creative partner. Let's be very specific.
for 8 or 9 years now, since 2011.
That's
Golly.
crazy.
Yeah, we actually had our 8-year anniversary just a few weeks ago of the day we first met.
No kidding.
Mhm.
When I got you all silly on wine.
So we went out and we got drunk.
I was interviewing producers
He was interviewing
for the
producers.
TV show.
So Brian knew he was going to have a show, and so we were introduced. And we went out and got super drunk on wine.
Someone else's dime.
Yes, that's right.
It's the best way to eat out.
It really is. So, and maybe that's why they went out of business.
Uh-oh.
So we went out and got super drunk on wine, and then I had to get back to my apartment in Brooklyn, and it was late at night, and I was super drunk on wine. So I thought it'd be a really good idea, drunk on wine, to go get a Frosty from McDonald's.
Oh, I bet this ends well.
No, a McFlurry. I got an Oreo McFlurry, a giant Oreo McFlurry, and chowed that down. Went home, passed out, woke up at 7 a.m., 6 hours later, and just vomited red wine everywhere.
Great start to a podcast. Is that your bio? You threw up on a flurry?
That's my only accomplishment.
Wow. No, I know you worked for John McEnroe once.
I did. I was the head writer of McEnroe, the TV show.
If a guy's good at tennis, he's got to be good at talk radio or whatever the hell it was.
It was a TV show.
Oh, TV even better.
Mm-hmm. It lasted an eighth as long as our show did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I beat John McEnroe.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
You're his Bjorn Borg of TV. But that's my lead. That's how you're going to lead is the McEnroe show. The show my manager angrily said is a non-credit.
A non-credit?
That's what he said because we brought it up. We were pitching a movie to, I think it was Universal Studios, and we brought up McEnroe. And after the meeting, he said, guys, don't ever bring up McEnroe again. It's a non-credit.
Wow, that's hurtful.
Yeah.
Well, then I won't bring it up.
Thank you.
Consider it not talked about.
Oh, good. I mean, we could talk about Saturday Night Live or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
You worked on SNL. You wrote a joke for Norm Macdonald once.
I did.
One of your first jokes was something he said.
That's right. The first words ever on TV I got were from Norm Macdonald.
That's a nice credit.
November 15th, 1997.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. That was a special day. And I found that joke. God's honest truth. There's some sort of list. It's going to be hard to believe, but on the internet, there are all these really weird lists.
Oh, it's called BuzzFeed.
Yes, that is called BuzzFeed. It's a $2 billion a year industry. And they had the Norm Macdonald's top 40 jokes of all time. And that joke, the first joke I ever wrote for him, was in the list of top 40.
What number?
It's like 12 or something.
Huh, 12.
But I mean, I don't think they were ranking. They were just like, here are 40.
I definitely feel like it was a ranked system.
I mean, it was not.
Anything after 10 is probably no good.
It was definitely not his one of his top 20 jokes. It should not have been. It got here's the thing though about being on Saturday Night Live. It got, I'd say generously, I'll say it got 25% of the audience laughed. Did not kill. But when you're on Saturday Night Live, it's a live television program. And if 8 million people are watching and you do a fourth of that, that means 2 million people laughed at your joke at that moment. Cool. And it's a really cool thing.
Unless you don't like to entertain people.
Right.
In which case it hurts.
I've worked on some of those shows too. Yeah, it does hurt. Brian, I know, has a very interesting background. Brian worked in advertising.
I did.
Brian married a foreign woman.
I sure did.
And I know Brian was the host of a show and has written 3 books, 1 with me, but 2 on his own.
2 on my own, all by myself,
mm-hmm.
all by my shelf. That's a book pun. There'll be more of those on this podcast. Book puns.
Any in French?
No.
Oh, I don't know what that means. I don't speak French.
It means no.
Oh.
What else? I mean, I did the show with you.
Yeah, you did a TV show with on the Blaze television network for over 2 years.
Did voiceover. My only voiceover credit that my kids care about is that I was in Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, that's right. You're on one of the radio stations.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Public Radio Liberty or whatever it was called. It's fun.
That's really awesome.
Good times.
Good times. So that's who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do things.
I'm just excited to be working with you again, Brian, to have our own podcast and to be able to work together and come together a couple times a week.
And to get paid lots of money to do it. And to get paid lots of money to do it. The podcast.
Oh, no. This is, that's not how a podcast works. Podcasts are for people who, there's sort of no person who, there's no middleman to sort of filter content. So anyone can do it. And only the really special podcasts get money. There's no sponsorship or anything.
There's no.
I mean, if you have a really big audience, but you're definitely not getting paid to be here tonight.
I'm not?
Nope.
I'm not getting paid to be here.
A podcast from Brian Sack.
That's the name of the podcast. We're changing the title. We need sponsors is what you're saying.
We desperately need sponsors. Okay.
Well, we do have experience getting sponsors, Jack.
That's true.
Recall.
This was one of my favorite things we ever did at the show. Tell them what we used to do.
Well, we were on the network and we were getting paid by the network, but we thought we all like money and why not try to make more money? So we sold ads on our show kind of under the table to people, not for a ton of money, but for money. And then we did a commercial for them that they had no creative control over whatsoever.
So we would get small businesses to send us a check for, say, $300 every week. And we would keep all of this money for ourselves and we would use it to lavish ourselves with gifts. We took our entire staff out for $100 steaks.
At Sparks.
That's right.
You know, that's where that mafia boss was killed. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Bugatti.
Yeah. Bugatti?
Paul Castellano.
Okay.
Yeah. Gunned down in front of Sparks Steakhouse.
What was your first guess? Bugatti?
No, he was killed by Gotti.
Oh, by Gotti.
Bugatti's a car I can't afford.
I was going to say. So we would keep the money for ourselves and not give any of it to the network or to the man who owned the network, which, I mean, I don't know if it's illegal, but it's certainly...
It's not like we hid it.
No, we did not hide
we
the
announced
fact.
it on the show every time. They just never watched the show.
No, they didn't watch the show.
Because the guy who was in charge of watching the shows, I think he showed up 3 times and then he just kind of disappeared. He went off to Costa Rica or something.
That is true.
Actually, Jack, I have a sponsor.
Are you serious?
Yep.
No, I mean,
I'm absolutely serious. I went around, I advertised the fact that I was doing a podcast, and somebody came up to me and said, I'm going to sponsor your podcast.
Just like that.
That's a little surprise for you, Jack.
Oh, Brian, that's so cool. Can we do...
Yeah, let's get to the commercial right now.
Let's do it.
Roll it. Cosmopolitan Magazine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got some questions about that.
Sure.
I was so excited. I was thinking maybe it was like, like Velements or, some business that I could really...
Velements took the sugar out. You can really taste the mint. It's so fresh, it takes your breath away.
Wow.
Cool, refreshing Velements.
Man, see, that's really good.
Yes, I was in advertising in the 1990s, Jack.
And so what I would like to do is I would like to prove to potential sponsors about how good we are at coming up with positive advertising, like true advertising. You got to check that box. It's got to be
selling
true.
your product.
Yes, selling your product. I think it's something you were great at.
I think I'm very good at it, Jack.
You wrote a lot of our fake commercials, and I always thought they were very good and funny. So I would like to challenge you with some products. Right now, I'm going to come up with some products that you don't know that are coming.
Okay.
And I would like you to sell them to our viewers, and this is going to prove what we can do for you.
Will do, Jack.
Okay, here we go. First one. As we were walking in today,
Yep.
To record the podcast, we actually walked by the Hershey's store in Times Square. Hershey's, the great taste of America's take on chocolate, made with high fructose corn syrup and many other ingredients that taste almost as good as European chocolate. But not quite, because at Hershey's, we're not exactly sure how to make real chocolate. Is that good? Is that helpful? It was really honest. I'm definitely going to say that.
It was definitely honest. I'm not sure in retrospect if it will move a lot of Hershey's, which has been described as an approximation of chocolate by my rowdy English neighbor.
Mama Celeste Pizzas.
Mama Celeste Pizzas. My mama, Celeste, she grew up in the villages outside of Napoli. She was a lovely woman. Maybe 400 pounds. She loved the pizza. She loved the pizza so much. We had a pizza for breakfast, for lunch, a pizza for dinner, a pre-bed pizza. And at night, Mama Celeste would wake us up in the middle of the night, shrieking, "Pizza, pizza, eat the pizza." Mama Celeste, we would cry, "Mama Celeste, please let us sleep. We just want to sleep through the night without you shrieking pizza at us." "Pizza," she would shriek, "pizza, pizza, eat the pizza." So we'd eat the pizza. I'm so fat. I'm so very fat. Mama, why did you do this to me? But the pizza is very good, and the sauce is made from pomodoro tomatoes. Good?
It's scary. It was really scary.
Frightening?
It's really frightening. I'm not hungry. I'll tell you that.
Well, then I didn't do my job as an ad man.
No, I guess not. I'll tell you what, it's a commercial I'll never forget. Crystal meth.
Crystal meth. It's a beautiful summer day, but you don't feel like you have bees in your teeth. A beautiful summer day, but you want to feel like you have bees in your teeth. Then try crystal meth. Yeah, try crystal meth. Yeah, you'll feel like you have bees in your teeth, and you can whack your teeth with a hammer trying to kill bees. Crystal meth.
That's good.
You like that?
I would try that.
Yeah. All right. I wish I had something to give you.
Yeah, I would just once. I sort of want to know that bees in your teeth thing.
The bees in your teeth feeling.
Yeah, I just once, you sort of want to. I definitely want to try it. That was your best work.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Thanks.
We should probably close with that. So, Brian.
Yes, Jack.
Great job on that, by the way.
Thank you very much. I'm very talented.
You really are. So, any sponsors out there, please email us.
A lot of money.
Well, okay. So so how would you suggest, since you're the big businessman, how would you suggest they get money to us?
You take a picture of it and send us the JPEG, or I'm even willing to accept a GIF.
Okay. So I'm really excited. I want to get to our, we've got Tom Carey in studio today, the Gaffe writer for Joe Biden.
Wow.
He writes all of Joe Biden's speeches and is a specialist in Gaffe writing. So I think we should bring him out now.
Actually, I have a thing I want to do.
Oh.
Do you mind?
If I said yes, would it matter?
Nope, because I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a little segment I'm calling What Fell Through the Cracks.
Oh.
And so, Jack, this is the news that you and pretty much everybody missed this past week, because every week is like a crazy cycle of Trump news. Pretty much the media is obsessed. So, a lot of news falls through the cracks, important stuff. And my segment is going to just let everybody know what they missed. All right?
Yeah, I love this.
All right, Jack.
Great.
Let's have some music.
Hold on. I got to unlock my violin. Hold on.
Nope. I'm just going to press an MP3 button.
Oh, okay. That'd be easier.
Mandarin Chinese, Jack. Have you heard of Mandarin Chinese?
Of course I have.
Not a real language.
Is that true?
Yep. China admitted on Wednesday that Mandarin is, quote, completely made up, end quote, and that the country's 1.4 billion citizens have been speaking gibberish for eons in what is considered to be the most elaborate practical joke ever played.
What?
Yes. Chinese President Xi Jinping, whose real name is Tim Jenkins, said that they decided to pull the plug on the prank after realizing that stupid Westerners were never going to figure it out. He said he could not believe that people thought all those squiggly words meant anything. And his countrymen were all stunned at how many American mommies succumbed to a trend and forced their kids to learn a language that didn't even exist. Now, Chinese President Jenkins then declared that from now on, English was the country's official language, and Tiananmen Square still never happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot to unwrap. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yep. There's more, Jack.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. What else happened this week?
A British scientist says it's going to take a lot more than paper bags and paper straws to save the world. Ian Stewart, who's an inventor from Manchester, England, just revealed his design for the world's first paper condom. Now, according to the English newspaper, The Independent, Stewart says that he came up with the idea for a paper condom while home last Saturday night. And he said he has a hunch it just might work, and he hopes to find out before he's 40.
Wow. Huh. It seems like that the body's natural rhythms would not take to a paper condom.
One way to find out, Jack.
Is that creeped me out the way you said that.
The state of Connecticut has passed sweeping legislation that mandates that by 2023, all public restrooms in the state must be gender-neutral slop troughs. Now, Governor Ned Lamont, who took office in January this year, now he's expected to sign the bill, which is going to remove all urinals and toilets from public restrooms and replace them with a stainless steel slop trough. Now, all genders are going to be able to urinate, defecate, and expectorate into the slop troughs, which will be 2 feet wide, 12 feet long, and quite low to the ground so people can access them if they're dressed like My Little Pony. You there, Jack?
I know I'm here. They're really covering the bases.
They really are. See, that's the kind of stuff you miss.
That seems like big news. I feel like I should have heard about that one.
That's what fell through the cracks.
It definitely fell through the cracks. Okay. I guess I can get to my aunt's house in Massachusetts. Maybe I can go up through northern New York and then back down into Massachusetts and avoid Connecticut.
Or just don't stop in Connecticut if you have to go to the bathroom. But in New Haven, you're always stuck in traffic for like 4 hours. So you're right. Just avoid Connecticut.
Okay. Well, that's a good note for our listeners.
And I say that as someone whose mom was Miss Connecticut.
You know what? That is actually true.
It is.
What year? Do you remember what year she was?
1957.
1957's Miss Connecticut, Linda Sack.
Nope.
Marguerite Alfonso.
Nope.
Those are the only two names I know.
Susan Lightbound. It's like light brown, but the R is missing. Lightbound. It's an English name.
Okay, Susan Lightbound.
Nope.
Susan Lightbound.
Bound.
Susan Lightbound.
Lightbone.
And was actually Miss Connecticut. So did that mean she competed in the Miss America pageant?
Yes.
And how'd she do? So like 50th out of 50?
That's mean, Jack.
Yeah.
She
lost to a seal from Alaska.
She won, I think, Best Singer. She won like the singing award.
Oh, that's definitely a Miss Personality.
It's
great to have a talent. That's awesome. Wow.
She had a really good heart, they said. She won the really good heart award.
Yes.
She's good on the inside. No, it's funny. I have a picture of that, and they're all in these ridiculous one-piece bathing suits that go from like neck to calf.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny back then.
And your mom was the pear-shaped one who finished 50th. Well, you must be proud. That's actually a really cool thing.
Yeah. No, it's a cool thing.
And so your dad saw this hot babe.
What are you suggesting, Jack? It wasn't love?
I'm suggested it was probably love on his part.
You're saying it was lust, Jack, aren't you?
Yeah. So, Brian, I don't want to keep Tom waiting any longer.
Okay.
We've got Tom Carey about to come out here, the speechwriter, the Gaffe writer for Joe Biden. Really excited. What? What?
You're like a canker.
Okay.
I got to treat that.
Okay.
I got to treat that.
Okay. Well, okay.
Ow. I'm sorry, Jack. I got to go.
Well, you got to go. You got to treat it now?
I do. It really hurts.
Well, we're in the middle of the podcast. Tom's about to come out here.
Give him my best. This was just ouchie. It's ouchie, and I gotta go get some cream.
Well, can you just wait like 8 minutes and then?
So sorry, I can't.
It's really unprofessional.
I gotta go. Jack.
It's okay.
I'm super sorry.
Okay.
Forgive me.
Nope.
I'm sorry, dude.
Okay.
I'll be back. Just not now.
All right.
I'm sorry, Jack.
Okay. Okay. Well, there goes Brian Sack, and I am alone, but. I will do my best to soldier on. We've got Tom Carey. Let me bring him out here. He is the speechwriter for Joe Biden. And we're just so excited. I'm so excited to have him here with us. Tom, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jack. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, Tom. So really excited to have someone of your ilk here. First of all, it must be so exciting to be in a major presidential campaign. I mean, it's got to be electric all the time. Can you just tell us how things are going on the campaign, what a normal day is like, and just sort of the electricity that you must have in your daily life?
Sure. So yeah, it's a whirlwind. Honestly, every day you're up at 5:30 and you're just running until tuck. And then and then it starts all over the next day.
What I don't know a lot of political jargon. What's tuck?
Tuck is when Vice President Biden goes to bed.
Okay, that's a strange thing for a grown man to call it tuck. So you like stay up late working on speeches. So you're a speechwriter.
Late afternoon.
You stay up till late afternoon.
4:30.
4:30 is tuck time.
Tuck is usually 4:30, 4:45.
Okay. And then what time does he wake up?
He tends to get up before us because I get up at 5:30 and I usually go to his room and he's seldom there. We have an idea where he might be. Sometimes he takes a pillow into the shower.
Okay.
Other times he'll be out on the lawn pushing a ladder. Because sometimes he thinks that the ladder is a lawnmower.
Oh, okay. So I'm really interested. We've been talking about the fact that you're his speechwriter. Part of speechwriting for Joe Biden is that you write all of his gaffes?
Yes, I'm his gaffe writer.
What? Why? Gaffes are mistakes. Like you don't want gaffes out there. I'm very confused.
Well, you're writing for the character. You're writing for what people expect.
So what benefit would that give you?
Well, people expect him to make gaffes. If he didn't deliver gaffes on a regular basis, people would feel like something was up, right? It would be like if you name one of your do you like Star Wars?
I love Star Wars.
Okay, so who's the guy with the yellow stick?
A lightsaber?
Yeah.
Like Luke Skywalker?
Sure.
It's
Okay.
blue.
Okay. But if he were like running around going, Jiminy Christmas, you'd think that was weird because normally he says like, oh, your dad, don't hack my arm off, right?
Uh-huh.
That's how he talks.
Yeah, I mean.
So, it would be as if I was writing different words for him. You'd be like, what's going on? So with Joe Biden, you're expecting him to say something weird, like vaguely racist or somewhat anti-Semitic or just you're awkward or completely false.
Mm-hmm.
And
people come to expect that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's my role is to make sure that is maintained.
You go to a Billy Joel concert, you want to hear Piano Man.
Exactly.
Okay.
If he stood up and he started doing We Will Rock You, you'd be like, what happened to Billy Joel? And why does he have a mustache and giant teeth?
So you write all of his, how do you come up with a gaffe, Tom?
It's different ways. I mean, sometimes it'll come to me in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
I might be sitting there, in the shower and washing my hair. And then I'll be, oh my God, like this. I remember this, what if I said Barack Obama was a clean and articulate black man?
Mm-hmm.
What's not to love? And that came into my head and boom, he was saying it a day later.
Wow.
Yeah.
The power. You've been with him that long. Wow.
Actually, I've been with him for all his presidential runs.
Oh yeah. Because there've been a lot.
73.
73 times he's run for president.
Yep.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, is there anybody more experienced in running for president than Joe Biden?
There's no one. I want that experience for someone running for president.
He comes with tons of experience running for president.
Wow.
Yes.
Good for him. Good for you guys. Now, do you? A lot of writers borrow from their own lives. Do you ever take gaffes from your own life and sort of incorporate it into Joe's?
I'm prone to gaffes. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, if I can give you. Okay, well, I was sitting with my buddies.
Okay.
In a bar, and this very large woman walked in, and she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned to my buddies and I elbowed them and I said, "Look, would you look at that thing? Who on earth would knock that up?" And then my friend stood up and went over and greeted his wife, and they went and sat somewhere else.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I tried to put that into a Biden speech.
How'd it go?
Didn't go so well. He didn't deliver it right.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really work on the setup or anything. So he just pointed into the audience and said, "Who would knock that up?" And it wasn't really clear who he was pointing to.
Yeah, that sounds sloppy.
Yeah, it was very sloppy.
It sounds like, guys, it sounds like we have a lot of surprises in store for this campaign season from Team Biden.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
Is there, what other, can you give us some other sort of teasers about what's to come over the next few months?
Well, I mean, as we get closer to the primaries, we're going to ramp up the gaffes.
Mm-hmm.
We just had a masterpiece the other day where he kind of misremembered an entire story, like every single detail on the story. So as we're getting closer to the primaries, we're going to have him basically say that he thinks he worked for Emperor Palpatine.
Okay.
And he was the vice president under Emperor Palpatine.
I guess you're sort of tying in with the Palpatine's coming back for The Last Jedi. I guess you're trying to get Star Wars buzz.
Oh, is that
Jesus.
Star Wars?
Yeah, that's Star Wars. Okay. Anything else that we can look forward to? Like we love teasers. Can you give us just a little teaser, more teasers of what's to come?
Yeah, one idea we had is he's going to give a speech, and in the middle of the speech, he's going to unveil a drawing he did of Muhammad.
Oh.
Of his very own drawing that he did, a very crude drawing. And he's going to say, "This is my take on Muhammad," in the middle of the speech. Kind of out of nowhere, because the speech is to the dairy farmers.
That's a curious choice. I'm going to just be straight up with you. That's a curious choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's definitely going to generate some buzz. I'll tell you, you guys know how to do that.
And there's going to be a pentagram on the wall. And he's going to point to that and say, "Is that the Star of David?"
Yeah, that's offensive, man.
He's going to be at the National Cathedral. And there's the crucifix. And he's going to point at that and say, "Why is that guy blocking the letter T?"
Yeah, those are some big gaffes you got planned. I mean, you're really hitting all the religions.
He's going to constantly say, "We need to put another white man on the moon."
Oh, yeah.
He's not even going to say woman or somebody like biracial or any. It's just going to be, "We need more white men on the moon."
Well, Tom, it sure was illuminating to have you here. Is there anything else, when President Biden dies, which, really could be any day now? Don't get sad. Don't get sad. What's next for you, Tom?
Well, I mean, clearly other people need gaffes.
Mm-hmm.
Gwyneth Paltrow's done a good job of humiliating herself, but I think she could use help.
Sure.
And she clearly has the money.
Okay.
And pretty much that's what I'm in this game for, Jack.
It's just to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that statement to close it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Brian, Brian would have, I wish Brian was here to ask you some questions. You know Brian Sack?
Nope.
Yeah. I get that a lot. Tom Carey, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, that's Tom Carey, everybody, the speechwriter and gaffe writer for Vice President Joe Biden. Be sure to check out his work probably on the front page of the newspaper every day for the next 6 months or so. Let me just give Brian a ring. I think we have him on the phone here. Let me just find the right button to push. There we go. Brian, can you hear me?
Hi, Jack.
Hey, buddy. So just wanted to let you know the show's wrapping up if you want to say anything to the audience.
I'm good.
Okay. We're trying to wrap up our very first podcast. Maybe some energetic thanks to the audience or something inspiring, or tell people to keep listening, share the word.
Oh, you still doing it?
Yes.
How's it going?
Not bad. I had a really weird interview with the Biden guy.
How'd that go?
Like I said, it was weird. I could have used some help.
Yeah, I said I had a canker.
No, I know you did. How's it going?
Good. I'm having fried pickles.
Okay. That's going to make it worse, just so you know.
You're right. God.
Stop eating them.
They're hot.
Okay, I'm hanging up. All right, good to have him here. I would like to thank everybody so much for listening. It means a lot to myself, and I assume to Brian. He's not here. He's eating fried pickles right now.
Jack, I'm here. Sorry.
When did you get back?
How did you not notice me crawling up to the microphone?
I don't know. I was looking at my notes to wrap up the show.
Well, here I am to help you.
Wow. Thanks for, I sure could have used you with this last guy. He's a real knucklehead.
Sounded like it.
You were listening?
Nope.
Okay. That's strange.
Jack, this was our first podcast. Was this a fun podcast or not?
I did have a lot of fun today. I hope our listeners did. Did you have fun?
Are you asking the listeners or me?
You.
I had fun because I like wearing headphones.
That's the draw of this whole thing?
That's pretty much all I like is the headphones.
So you don't need to do any talking?
No, I could just sit here and just listen. I just like having things pressing on the side of my head.
Okay. That's really strange.
Yeah, I know.
Just take a nice
No,
one.
you are, but what am I?
Jesus.
Good night.
Good night.
You good night.
Brian.
What? You hang up.
That was questionable material. Subscribe to this podcast. Visit us at qmpodcast.com. Email us at contact@qmpodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at questionablematt with 1 T.
Michael Jackson touched it.